Alright guys, I really done a number on myself now, so I'm out of commission for a few weeks, and it's already been a rough couple of weeks. Had to go to the emergency room, doctors. Let's just get into it. Alright, good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, everyone, wherever you're watching from. So, today's video, I'm so sorry, I'm not going to be able to have a homesteading video to put out right now. I've been kind of keeping this quiet the last couple of weeks, due to I just wanted to see what was going on and be sure before I started saying anything to anybody. But when I just took a little break and went to a lake and was going to be there for 2 weeks. The second day that I got to the lake, my back started hurting really, really bad. And I thought it was a pulled muscle. And we all know that if it's a pulled muscle, it'll just go away. And I have been doing a lot of heavy lifting and a lot of heavy work at the property. So that's why I thought it was a pulled muscle. So a week passes by when I'm at the lake and I'm still having the pain in my back. And then it started moving over to my sides and towards the front also. And then the pain just started alternating everywhere around in this whole entire area. So I ended up just being at the lake for 12 days because I started realizing that this might not be my back, or it could be my back. You know, like on my mom's side of the family, pretty much everybody on my mom's side of the family, my mom, my grandmother, my aunt, one of my cousins, my uncle, they all were diagnosed with the bone degenerate disease. And so I sometimes worry that it's going to come over to me, but you know, they all were diagnosed with it when they were younger. So I feel like maybe it just skipped over me, but having stuff like this with my back, I start getting worried. So I left the lake because 12 days was a little bit too long for me to be experiencing pain. It sucked, you know, that I couldn't do any hiking, kayaking. I couldn't do anything while I was at the lake except for just lay there and enjoy the scenery of Mother Nature. So I left the lake and I started looking up urgent cares and health clinics, because something had to give. And mind you, when I left the lake, I had to drive my bus. You know, I was in New Mexico and I had to drive my bus back to Arizona, which wasn't that far because we were just right over the state line. Being in the bus driving put me in extreme pain. So I start looking up all these urgent cares and health clinics and stuff. Now, I will go ahead and tell you guys, I don't have insurance. I do not have health insurance. And I know a lot of you guys are going to be shocked and you're probably going to give me I don't know what the word is. Y'all are probably going to criticize me for not having the health insurance. This is the reason why I don't have health insurance. About a year and a half ago when I went to go visit my Aunt Cindy in Texas, she made me go to her primary doctor and get a complete full checkup. I got blood work done, urine test, x-rays. I got the whole 9 works because my aunt just wanted to make sure that I was okay because of the lifestyle that I was living and traveling and being on the road all the time. Everything came back clean bill of health. So I was in perfect health. I never really get sick. So I feel like having insurance, because I have looked into insurance before. I have. And the amount of money that they wanted me to pay for insurance every month was absolutely absurd. And so I feel like, since I am healthy and don't really have any health issues until now, why pay hundreds and hundreds of dollars every month to these companies for nothing? You know, like, let's just say I'm paying $600, a month for insurance for a whole entire year. And not once did I have to go to the doctor for anything. Look at how much money I just wasted. So I always said that if something serious was to happen to me, or if my health declined or anything, then yes, I would have no choice but to look into insurance. My aunt, she's had God knows how many back surgeries, neck surgeries. If you guys have followed the channel for a while, she has a lot of medical issues. She cannot physically work anymore. She's been fighting to get disability this is her last year, 3 years. 3 years. She has to go in front of a judge in October and hope that the judge will give it to her. She has notes and everything, but because she's fighting for disability, she cannot get on Medicaid or Medicare, because she can't do that until she gets on disability. So her insurance is a horrible insurance company that she has, because she had to go with the cheapest one that she could find, because my aunt doesn't work. So yeah. I think when Aunt Cindy got her insurance, I want to say it was like $900 a month. Absurd. So that's why I don't have insurance. So back to me going to these urgent cares and health clinics and calling them and everything. I would just like to say, every single day I get judged for being on social media. I get judged for the way I look, my tattoos, my hair. Heck, somebody could not like the way this nail looks and I'll be judged for it. I expected that when I started this YouTube channel, because that's just the world that we live in. But I'll tell you one thing I did not expect is to be judged in the medical field. So, between about 10, and I'm not even lying, 10 urgent cares and health clinics in 3 different towns, because I just started calling everywhere trying to get some help, only to be told, one looked right at me and basically cut me off in mid-sentence and said, we don't prescribe narcotics. I wasn't in here for narcotics. I was in here to get some help, because I have been dealing with back pain for the last almost 2 weeks. So they judged me. They didn't even listen to what was wrong with me. They judged me. Now, I understand there's a lot of people that have a drug problem, and they take advantage of our healthcare system, and they take advantage of these doctors and hospitals and everything. They will fake illnesses like back pains or whatever pains that they can fake to get narcotics, meaning pain pills, because they have a drug problem. And it sucks that there's people out there that make it horrible for ones that actually need help. But what really sucks is I get judged, and people think that about me when I was in pain. So not only did I get told that, but also I was told from urgent cares and health clinics that either A, they didn't take walk-ins. What are urgent cares for? I thought that's what urgent cares were for, is walk-ins. And then also to be told that It was going to be anywhere above, we'll just start off with $419 and more just to walk in. That's absurd. So then my last straw was to go to the emergency room. That was my very last straw because we all know I don't have insurance. And going to an emergency room without insurance, I'm sure was going to be a couple of $1,000s. I get there really early in the morning. Thank God one of my friends drove me. I get there early in the morning. There's 3 people in the waiting room when I walked in. I tell them what was wrong with me and everything. And then they're, take my name and all that stuff. I go and sit down. They asked me what my pain level was at, and I told them probably about 8 to 8.5, because I feel like if it would have been a 10, I wouldn't have been walking in there. But I was in a lot of pain. So I go and sit down in one of their hard chairs that they have in the emergency room. Watch the other people get taken back. And then people start coming in, more people. And more people, and then more people are being seen before me and being seen before me. 2 hours pass by of me sitting in this hard chair, which is making my back even worse. I go up to the window and I tell them that I'm in a lot of pain now because of sitting in the chair for 2 hours. And I ask them very nicely, how much longer is it going to be? Oh, it'll be soon. Unless anybody comes in with a critical thing or whatever, you're up next. Okay, well, another hour passes by. I watch this couple sit in the corner making out with each other offensively. The guy was grabbing her top. They were French kissing, just completely all over each other, making out in the corner. She got taken back before me, and arrived after me. I watched people come in, make friends with each other, laugh, talking, just having a good old day in the emergency room with each other. They got called back before me. So I go back up to the window, and at this time I was in tears because I was in pain. And the nurse got on the microphone and yelled at me so the whole entire emergency room could hear, and yelled at me on the microphone and said, ma'am, I've told you that we're trying to get you back there as soon as possible, but there's other people that come in here with no pulse, and there's other people that come in here with high blood pressure or low blood pressure, so those people have to get seen before you. So because of the way that she yelled at me on the microphone for everybody in the waiting room to hear, and I was in tears crying, I looked at her while I'm crying and I said, oh, well, I guess the couple that was making out offensively in the corner back there, I guess her pulse was pretty bad. And then all the people in the waiting room that have been laughing and talking and making friends and everything, guess their pulse was pretty bad. Guess everybody was worse than me that's sitting in the corner in pain and in tears all by myself. So she started yelling at me some more. By this time, it had been 4 hours I'd been in the emergency room. So I left. And so then I didn't know what I was going to do because I had already been dealing with 10 other urgent cares and health cares, and then was treated like that in the emergency room. And I was in pain. And I knew something was wrong with me because this is our body. And we know when something's wrong with our own body. And it had been going on for 2 weeks. But I wasn't going to give up. I was determined. So I found another place in another town. I call another town. This is the 4th town that I had to call. And I called this clinic there. And the nurse that answered the phone was probably one of the nicest people in customer service, period, that I have dealt with in probably years. She was so nice over the phone, and just, it was because of that lady that I was like, okay, we're gonna go to this town and go to this clinic. So I had hopes, So the next morning, got there to the other town, this new clinic, and I kid you not, I was in there in and out within an hour. Saw the doctor, everything. It was an amazing clinic. They do know I'm a YouTuber, so if you guys are watching right now, the doctor and the nurses that were at that clinic, I just want to say a huge thank you guys. Huge, huge thank y'all for helping me. I literally, I didn't, I didn't think I was going to get any help. So it turns out, long story short, that I really did one in with myself now. 75% of my kidneys and my bladder are infected really bad. So that's where the pain has been coming from. If I would have waited any longer, I would have had no choice but to be in the hospital. I could have, my kidney could have shut down. 75% of both of them, kidneys and bladder, are infected. I don't know how it happened for sure. The day that my back started hurting is the day that I started drinking this mushroom coffee, this new mushroom coffee, and it's all natural ingredients and everything. I started having my suspicion maybe that it could have been the mushroom coffee, because my back started hurting the day that I started drinking the coffee. And I continued drinking that coffee for like a week until I started going, I wonder if this coffee has anything to do with the way I'm feeling. So I threw the coffee out. And then my cousin down in Texas actually did some research on that coffee. And one of the mushrooms in that coffee, chagra, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are familiar with that mushroom. And it was the main mushroom that was in this coffee. After doing lots of research on it, after my cousin telling me, I did the research and everything too. Chagra is not good to really ingest. And I know a lot of people take this mushroom, but it's not good to ingest because it can form crystals on your kidney. It can give you kidney stones. So yeah, like I'm, it's the only thing that I can think of, you know, or it's just a fluke accident or something. So anyways, I'm on medication now. I'm on these antibiotics, no narcotics, no pain pills. I'm on these antibiotics, and they're very strong antibiotics. I have to take 2 pills a day for 10 days straight. I'm already on I took my 4th pill this morning. So, I've got 6 more. No, I took my 4th pill this morning, and I take 2 a day for 10 days. But anyways, the doctor told me that I should start feeling better in a couple of days, like the pain should be gone. But even though this medication is for 10 days straight, he said that in 5 days, if I'm still experiencing the pain because it's supposed to be gone, then I need to come back to the doctor. Probably, I guess, because maybe the antibiotics won't be working, or I don't know. So, but if I am feeling okay in 5 days, I don't have to worry about it. But after I finish taking my medication, in 10 days, then I need to come back for a complete checkup, you know, on my kidney and bladder. So that's what I've been dealing with for the last 2 weeks. So the last 2 weeks, I haven't been able to do any work on the land because that requires heavy lifting and doing heavy stuff, and it's hard work, you know, and I've just been in so much pain the last 2 weeks that it's just been impossible for me to get any work done. And now it looks like I'm going to be down for the next 8 days, because it's already been 2 days that I've been on my medicine. So, and then I have to take little one, I have to take her to her appointment on the other side of the state, in about 2 weeks, to get her checkup and get her medicine refilled, because it's time for her to get her medicine refilled. And she has to have a complete checkup whenever she gets her medicine refilled. So I'm hoping I'm still going to be able to do that. But I think it's all going to depend on this 5th day to see if I'm still in pain, because every morning I'm waking up still in pain. As I'm filming this right now, it's the afternoon, so the pain has subsided a little bit, but I guess, my aunt said that sleeping, all night long, I'm sleeping on my organs. So in the morning, obviously, I'm probably going to be in a lot of pain in the morning because I just slept on my organs all night long. So I'm ready for this to be over with. This has been emotionally draining for me. It's been very painful for me. I never get sick, and I've never had to deal with pain like that, like I'm dealing with right now, for so long. And then you guys know me, I'm always on the go. I'm always busy, and I'm always doing things. And then I got this new project that I'm about to start on the land, and I've been so excited for this project, and it's going to be a lot of work, what I'm doing. So, so this has just put a little damper on everything. I do apologize, that I wasn't able to get an actual video out, but I needed, instead of me just skipping a day and you guys worrying what was going on, I figured I'd just make this video. Another thing I know you guys are waiting on is who was the special guest that came to the property. The special guest has already come to the property, and I will say that this guest was another YouTuber. And yes, we did collaborate and film together. But this other, the guest, the special guest that came by, I did tell them, I'm saying them and they because I don't want you guys to know if it was a boy or a girl. So I did tell them that because I, filmed them and everything too. They filmed me. We collaborated. But I told them that I was not going to release my video until they released their video. And they haven't released their video yet, so they're a little behind. So I'm waiting on that. Hopefully that will be soon, and when that happens, then I'll release the video of that special guest that came. But I have to wait till they release theirs first. So just be patient on that, because I have had a lot of messages with people just very curious about who the special guest was. I shouldn't have let the cat out of the bag so soon. So I'm so sorry. I apologize for that. I just thought they were going to release their video a little bit sooner, but they've been really busy with things. So yeah, that's what's been going on, So I hope you guys can understand. Just be patient, and then I will be back to work, So after I have to take little one to her doctor's appointment, if I make it over there, I will be back home to the property, and I will be starting all those projects. And it's no more road trips probably until Quartzsite, to be honest with you. I might take some day trips and go hiking or something, but no more actual road trips and camping trips. My main focus is going to be that big project that I have, because I want to get that done before winter. Alright guys, that's about it. I'm going to go ahead and end this video. Hope you guys can understand. Please keep me in your thoughts and prayers that this infection doesn't spread more, and that I can be without pain soon, because it's very intense. Sitting up this long right here talking to you guys, I can feel it hurting right here now. So yes, keep me in your thoughts and prayers that this antibiotic works and it just gets the infection gone. It doesn't spread anymore, because if it spreads anymore, that's not going to be good. And then I can get back to my normal schedule and my normal life, because this is hard, not doing anything for 3 weeks, going on 3 weeks. Right, little one? I can't even walk this little baby. I mean, I take her outside to use the restroom, but I can't take her for walks right now or anything. So, all right, guys. Till next time.